So your lender is going to ask you 5,000,002 questions as you go through the loan process. It's a lot, I know, and it can be frustrating, I know. But just as those questions are important to get you through the loan process, it's also important that you ask your lender a couple of questions. In today's video, I'm going to give you questions that you should be asking your lender as you're going through the loan process. And if there's any that I missed, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them, or feel free to answer those questions in the private Facebook group. I am Estrella Gallegos, your Denver Metro Realtor with eXp Realty. So let's hop into what those questions are. What type of loan do you recommend and why? There is really no one type of mortgage that's the best mortgage. It's really a very personal and individual decision, and in correlation with you and your lender, or in cooperation with you and your lender, as to what is the best loan type for you, your situation, your payment, your down payment, all of those types of things. So when you are going through the process and you get pre-approved, ask, is this the best loan option for me, and why do you think this is the best loan option for me? And your lender should be able to answer that question and give you all of the facts and information based on your personal financial records. Will my down payment vary based on the loan that I choose? If you're tight on cash and you don't have a lot of money for earnest money or down payment, let's say you are a VA borrower and you don't have to put any money down, or a USDA borrower and you don't have to put anything down, you might want to ask your lender what loan options are where I'm going to have to put the least amount of money down, and how does that compare to other programs or loan types that don't have those options. So have your loan officer or your mortgage officer lay all that out for you, and don't be afraid to ask that question. What is the interest rate and what is the annual percentage rate, also known as APR? Everybody talks about interest rate. It's like a hot topic in the news all the time. Interest rates are high, interest rates are low, and they're just all over the place. And it's really important to ask your lender what is the interest rate and the annual percentage rate, because that is going to impact your monthly payment as well as what you will pay for the entirety of your loan if you only pay those minimum payments. So they'll be able to give you an amortization schedule based on that information. So again, don't be afraid to ask, what is the interest rate that I'm going to get based on my personal financial structure and information? And how does that impact my down payment? How does that impact my monthly payment, and overall, how much am I going to pay for this loan? Can I lock in an interest rate, and when is the best time to lock in my interest rate? So interest rates fluctuate. So just because an interest rate is 2.5% today, it could be 2.9% tomorrow. And that's taking into account a person with a pristine record, financial loan will change, or that percentage rate will change based again on your personal financial situation. And you will want to know when is the best time to lock that rate. And your loan officer, staying abreast of what's happening in the financial market, will be able to tell you today's a good time to lock, or let's go ahead and lock tomorrow because we think X, Y, and Z is going to happen. And then you want to ask your lender, is there a fee if I want to change my lock rate? So let's say you lock your rate today, and a week from now, the rates just plummet and they go super low, which is a good thing for you, right? So you want a lower interest rate. Well, you've already locked at a higher interest rate. So what would happen in that situation, and what would that cost you? So those are really important things that you're going to want to ask your lender through the process. What will my closing costs be? Very important question. I think that's a question not enough people ask. And we get lots and lots of documents as we're going through the home buying process, or even a refinance process. And there is so much good information if you actually take the time to read it and understand what your closing costs are. Closing costs could include a variety of things, but examples of some of the closing costs could be loan origination fee, getting your credit ran, so seeing what your credit score is, the appraisal fee if they have to do an appraisal on the home. There could be closing costs to the title company to close with the title company. If you are sharing some of the closing costs with the seller on a purchase of a home, some of those closing costs, again, through the title, some of the taxes information, a lot of those closing costs could vary depending on what kind of offer that you submitted. There also could be closing costs such as a land survey if you're purchasing investment property, commercial property, or property with significant amount of land. So you might want to do a survey. That is part of your closing costs. And all of those could add up. And if you're not aware of what those are, it can really freak you out. So ask your lender, and you can ask me as well if it's on the real estate side, what are the closing costs? And we will be able to answer all of those questions for you and make sure that you are fully aware of what those are. One of the big things or big questions that comes up during this process is, okay, so we have the closing costs of, I'm just going to make up a number, $1,000. My loan was for, I'm buying this house and I got approved for a $300,000 house. I'm putting no money down, but my loan amount is $301,000. That is because those closing costs were added to your loan if you did not prepay that amount. So those are just a few of the questions. I'm sure more questions will come up along the process. But if at any time you don't understand what is happening, the lender is unclear, it is okay to say, hold up, homie. I need you to slow it down for me. I don't talk the lingo. Please explain it to me in my lingo. It's not inappropriate to do that. In fact, that is your right to do it, and a good loan officer will take the time to stop and explain whatever you're confused about. This is a big financial decision, and it's really, really important that you understand all of the costs, the fees, and understand the entire process of getting a loan to purchase a home. So if you're thinking of taking that very first step to homeownership, reach out to me today so that we can start the process, get you connected with a loan officer if you don't already have one, and make sure that you are pre-approved so that we can start the process of buying your home sweet home. Thank you so much for joining us today. Estrella Gallegos, your North Star to Real Estate.